This is one of the thinnest phones I've ever seen. I've looked at a variety of fine devices over the years, and each time they tend to push some sort of boundary. And now that we're into folding devices, the engineering task is to make them as small or as slim as possible. Because the one downside of a folding phone is that it, in some cases, could be heavier or thicker in your pocket. When compared to a traditional slab phone, different manufacturers have taken a crack at trying to get the profile of a folding phone down to that of a slab phone, while still maintaining that large internal display. And I guess if this is the thinnest ever, then it has the closest thing yet to a substitute for a slab phone that just so happens to fold. So this is a pretty understated packaging here. They still have the Hasselblad partnership, and the fact that I have two boxers here implies to me that we have two different colors. Yeah, so this one is the black version of the Fine 5, and this is the white version of the Fine 5. So there is two different colors available. Let's go ahead and pull this open. That is extremely slim. Yeah, I do undoubt their claim that this is the world's thinnest folding phone, because in this orientation, when it is opened up, it's thinner than any tablet I've ever held. It's obviously thinner than any phone I've ever held. And now I am curious with it folded up, how thin it will be, because even putting two of these side by side, I presume it is still going to be about the thickness of an iPhone. Holy cow, that is as slim as a Type-C port. That's crazy. That is a crazy thin phone. Type-C ports aren't even that thin. SIM tray is down there on the bottom. That is also as slim as I've seen that SIM tray in a long time. Alright, let's go ahead and fold this up. Whoa! So this is the white version of the Finity. Alright, so world's thinnest folding phone. I'll probably take the case off just so I make sure I'm experiencing maximum thinness here. Front-facing camera is in the center of the front of the display on the cover display, and then in the top corner for the interior display. Now, let me turn the brightness up. Couple of different options for view, and you can see we can have a split view by default or classic. I'll leave classic for now. Display is feeling snappy in V. Wow. Tons of contrast on this display. What is going on? Refresh, you can leave it in auto select. You can lock it at 120 Hz, or you can set it to 60. I do want to know what is up with this screen, but it's almost like there's just very little glass between my eyes and the text. The text is just right there. The text and the display itself ends up feeling very upfront, like you re-interacting directly with it rather than glass on top of the screen. Will, can you come here for a second? I just want to make sure I'm not crazy here. Can you just scroll that list on the right a little bit? Yeah, it's really close to the glass. Am I crazy, or is there an experience happening there? Yeah, it's less glare. Just go back to the settings for the white background. Yeah, you see the reflection on this one. Way more glare resistant. The screen is not matte. No, it's not matte. I don't know. There's something going on. Hard to describe. I think it is to do with the ultra-thin glass they're using here. It really feels like you're interacting directly with the display and almost no other hardware, but also the fact that the overall thing is so thin to begin with. Other fingers on the other side and you feel like you're re-interacting directly with display and almost no other hardware. Pretty cool. Okay, so now, obviously, if we close it up, we have one-handed functionality. I mean, this feels a little bit more typical now to me compared to the inside. It still looks damn good. Next to this iPhone display, yeah, it's a little bit warmer. It's glare. I cannot see the glare from the ceiling at all here, but I can see the lines in the ceiling on this phone. They have figured out a way with this texture to really limit glare, at least when we re-maxed out. What if I turned the brightness down? I'm going to probably pick up the ceiling. Yeah, I do. So part of it is a brightness effect where it is just powerful enough to push through those reflections. Let's go ahead and launch the camera. 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. Woo! That's your 6 times zoom. Not bad. How's it look? Look at that fiber that's locked into that paper. They're crazy. This zoom looks to be, the focus is actually on this blade here. Alright, now let's just do some Piposhaska 4K video. We got Will. Do we have order? Hold your hand up. Boom, boom, one more time and back. Oh, not bad. How's it looking? I am gone. Nah. Try to walk backwards a little bit here to see if it is picking up my movement. Doesn't look like it's dropping any frame. Does it look like I'm walking backwards? Yeah, it looks like I'm walking backwards. Oh, I didn't think it was going to work. very impressive. Alright, so I'm definitely noticing the glare on the inside. This is what it looks like. HDR mode seems to be doing a good job of keeping the outside bright parts brighter and the darker parts darker. It is probably in part due to the dynamic range of the sensor, but also due to some software processing here. I'm just impressed with how much detail I'm seeing. Look at the shadows here. I'm not even in the shot right now. Here's a portrait. Let's see how the edges look here. Okay, so it's blurring them out. I'm not in the shot. There's nothing behind me. So it's really not going to have anything to blur. How about I put myself into the shot a little bit more? Okay, so now we're in the shot. See if it can figure out how to blur us out from everything else. Okay, so it's blurring the side of my face. Looks like it's doing a decent job. So the rear camera system is pretty impressive for a device this thin. It has 4 cameras that are crammed in there. Obviously that's going to cause some bulging, but obviously worthwhile because you get that capability. The 4 cameras consist of a Sony IMX890 50 megapixel main lens, 50 megapixel ultra wide, 48 megapixel telephoto 1 5 times, and then that 48 megapixel telephoto 6 1 2 times zoom. Also a few things that are built in to the camera. If you hit the little wrench here, you can go to photo and you can see that there's night video, photo and portrait, cinematic video, slow-mo, dual view video, time-lapse, macro extra HD, and microscope. And if we jump into the different modes, you've got street food, night sports, portraits, landscape, beach, whichever one you're shooting. Then you've also got the ability to adjust the film settings. You've got vivid, bright, fresh, cool, retro, and natural. So Vive made a lot of effort to optimize the camera experience on both the inside and the outside. I think the pictures coming out of the cameras look fantastic. Alright, so the other thing you can do is create a remote connection from your device to your Mac, so you can actually see your Mac OS desktop on your device when it does come time to charge. The 5600 milliamps backup. You're getting 80 watts superbook charging, so it takes less than 50 minutes to go from 0 to a full charge. It's also got fast wireless charging. That's what they call AREV. That's 50 watts. That's another feature of this.